What's going on, guys? Hunter Schlosser for Whiskey Throttle. We're here at Iron Man Raceway riding the 2025 CRF450R. They made a lot of changes on this bike. The biggest one being the frame. They changed 70% of the frame, which is a big deal. The linkage, the axle, triple clamps, header, mapping, front brake, airbox, a lot of changes, a lot of improvements on this new bike. For more, here's Dazzy.
Okay, my name's Darren Lawrence. I'm Hunter and Jet's dad, and I work on the practice farm, obviously at home, and manage them pair of idiots. The biggest thing for us with the previous model was the forward pitch of the Honda. It always seemed to want to hit bumps and feed to the front. So the biggest thing we wanted to change was that and that nervous deflection feel. So that was the biggest thing, and the 25 seems to be way more planted, and that forward pitch has gone away, you know.
And what was the biggest thing that they felt Honda delivered in the 25 versus the 24 model?
Delivery was that forward twitch, because I think the forward pitch, because these previous models had always seemed to want to feed to the front, so you had to run a fairly stiff fork to balance it out and keep the shock planted. So that was a really surprising stock standard. Hunter and Jet rode this thing at the farm, and they're like, wow, this thing's actually really good and balanced. If they ever went riding on the weekend with the boys or mates, they'd easily ride this for just a good fun day at the track. It's really, really balanced, good for any type of rider. Nice and smooth, doesn't rip your arms out. So that was the biggest thing, and also the ECU mapping is way cleaner, way smoother. The old bike used to have such a gnarly hit in it, and the boys used to laugh, go, man, how does a normal person ride this, you know, when they would struggle on it because it hit so hard. So many sides. That forward pitch and the ECU is probably the biggest changes that I'm really pumped with.
Were you surprised at how much feedback Honda took from the boys?
I was, actually, and they've said in the team quite a few times that Japan hasn't been this heavily involved with us with American Honda in a long time, like into maybe since the 80s. So our partnership with Japan has really strengthened in the last few years, and they're taking a lot of our feedback and acting on it, which is so good that, you know, 8 minds together is better than 2, you know, so it is a surprise, and we're really grateful for it.
And you were actually a little more hands-on, I think, like, obviously in a good way with development and everything. Is there anything you find interesting about the development process?
Anything interesting about the development process? Yeah, there's a few things there that I wondered why they didn't probably work with the race team more, because that is our profession. This is what we do every day of the week. If anybody knows the weaknesses or the strength of the bike, it should be us, because it's our profession, it's what we do. And that, now that that's coming around, I think it shows in this 25 that has helped develop the bike, you know.
All right, so my first impression of this bike was awesome. I mean, I'm really impressed for a stock 450. The big thing to me was this bike is way more planted and way less fidgety than the old bike to me. There's a lot of high-speed sections, and I think whatever they did with the combination of the frame and the forks, and I think the linkage, just keeping the bike just really planted, really stable at high speeds, which is a big deal to me as a racer. Another thing was the power. It was really great delivery. Wasn't too aggressive at any point, and it's really smooth, but I mean, it's still got a lot of torque to pull us out of some of these soft spots out here. So pretty impressed by that. The front brake is holding up. It feels more linear than years past. Really good feel, and I tried to put in some motos, put that puppy to the test, and it held up good. So That's definitely an improvement. As well as something I liked a lot, they put it on these wings down here, and they kind of made more of a rider pocket to hold you, just something to put your legs up against. The old bike, it felt like the sides were they went straight back, and you could fly straight off the back, where now I feel like your legs have something to press up against and just hold you forward a little more. So that was an improvement. I think last year's bike was really twitchy and in like some high speed and just kind of choppy sections, where this bike seemed to be really planted, and it was really planted in the high speed stuff, and it still cornered like we all love the Honda, like we all like the Honda to do. It still did that, so that was pretty impressive that they found that balance. So for me, I think the only things that kind of I played with a little bit was we dropped the forks in the clamps a little bit, and I felt like that helped level out the bike, as well as the front and rear were a little soft for me, so we went a couple clicks stiffer on the front and a little stiffer on the compression in the rear, and I think that just helped it hold up a little more for me. And I mean, I could still go a little stiffer, but I think it's still just pretty freaking awesome the way it is. And I mean, it was great. I was motoing down on it just like this. So yeah, the only other little tiny problem for me is my boot. Every once in a while it gets stuck on the shroud, but no one else had that problem today, so I guess I might be a weirdo, I don't know. So great bike, really thankful for the Honda guys, just everyone at Honda setting this whole thing up, giving us an opportunity to do this. Big thank you to Whiskey Throttle for letting me be the guy to ride this thing and tell you guys what we think. Make sure to like and subscribe and share it with your friends.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.